Hello everyone. Not sure. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. I'm not sure if it's working. So what I'm doing today is I have interactive VP, which is this one. So it's just blueprint, which is empty, almost empty. And I have a few things here for all of them. So every single interactive object that I have, like benches, the bed, doors, windows, and so on, there are this kind of thing. So I have different types of them, like bed, chest, and doors here, and many others. So, and also market, yeah. And the thing is, I was using this blueprint, and then I moved into interactive class from C++. So I'm just reparenting, for example, this one, and I was just having here the interactive and not VP, which is the classes you check here. You have parent class, Donsburg, that's the project, interactive. But for example, if I'm trying this one, which is using the old one, it says parent class, blueprint, and so on. And if I'm checking here, I have this interactive VP. So that's the thing, that having this one is not using still the C++ class. For example, I have here, this one is checking if the action is being, but if I try equal action, you can see it from interactive. So it says here this function is from C++ already, not from the VP. So what I do right now, for example, this one I just change into parenting to C++ class. So it says reparenting. I can lose some things, for example, because I will try this one first. Here the type that is returning is unripe, because I was thinking to return more than one, but finally I'm just only having one action per interactive. So the thing is, in the VP class I have an array here, but if I try the class from C++, I see that I have only one action to return. So if I'm reparenting this one, this function is not working well because the types are changing. So it says, let's change, just saying reparent is fine. Okay, but if I'm trying to compile, say there are some problems. Well, it's not talking about this one, but I have also with this execute action, because every single interactive have like two steps. One of them is when you are sending the request from the player, you receive these get actions. So it is which action you can perform for this one, in case that, for example, is enabled, and I don't know, you have any condition. So in case that, or let's see a door, let's check a door, for example, see this door. So in case that you have get actions, you have like it is open, you need to have closed, but if it's closed, you need to have open as an action. So the action is depending of maybe some condition to have. And after that, you click left button, which means do the action. Then you go to this execute action, and then depending on what are you doing, so it's interacting. So in that case, this it. The first problem is with get actions, which is returning this array, but it's not the right one. So let's copy this one and then delete the function and recreate again. And in that case, it's returning the one that need to be. Let's put the code here again that it was doing, and then it says in case that is true, was saying sit. Okay, and in case that is false, returning no action. Okay, so that's the code for the old one, and now it's working with the new one. but we have also a problem with this execute, so we will manage right now. And then again the problem, no, okay, so execute, that's the problem here. Let's do the same, let's delete, override, with the action sheet. Okay, so in case that's true, it's going here. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, and this success saying the action was done, and this one, oh, says no success, it's false, trying to have another action or something like that. So in that case, it's compiling, should be fine. Okay, it's fine. So this one is already used in the C++ code. And I have, for example, here, usually I need to compare this one, so I have any function equal action, whereas I have this set, and I can just remove this true false, which is easier. So this one is also working. And now the problem is I didn't change all of them, because it will take some time, especially for NPC that I have a lot more things. So the problem right now is here with a player, usually is taking writecast. For this writecast, just checking special, I was just creating this interactive special physics collision, so for every single interactive I have special collision, so the writecast is only colliding with this kind of things. I have also pound, because NPC needs to have this capsule pound. And then I'm just checking if this one is interactive, and checking also is a pound here. In that case, just going through what the actions need to be. The problem right now is all of them is checking for this hit interactive. Interactive here is blueprint, so it needs to be changed to interactive as C++ class. So changing this one will break almost everything. So I need to review if all things are being there. So in that case, this one is here. Yeah, it's enable because it was creating a function. Okay. Just check it's enable. And that's all. Let enable here. This current interactive is also the old one, so I need to check this one. This one's fine. Yes. Yeah. For example, things like that is just not working because I need to have also the right type. Okay, let's move. Well, in this case, also I cannot assign to this one, need to be changed to the old one. Yeah. this one is also there. I delete this. So let's check again all of them to see if some of them are disconnected. So for example, this one is a function that is trying to take the function from this one. We need to replace with the one from actions. Why not? Well, for some reason I cannot call this one, so I need to review C++ to see if okay, get action. Well, maybe I need to do that. Okay. Well, the thing is, I think that I don't have this option because it is, in fact, you see here it's like a function, but in my code, what I did is what I have here is defined like event. So coming here is having implementation as event. So the thing is, I should be able to call here event, but so call, no, it's not possible. I don't know what's the problem. I need to check maybe something. Blueprint native event. Yeah, that's the thing. Trying to move to C++, sometimes you just need to maybe some parameter with this with the header of this function, like adding here some kind of blueprint, maybe this one, not sure, even being an event, but we will try this one. So let's compile. To see if it works. I'm using Notepad because I don't have enough RAM, so I cannot open Visual Studio together with the editor. That's my RAM, which is almost full. which is not so convenient, but it's fine. The problem is with this IntelliSense or something like this, that is taking too much hard drive and then RAM, and well, if I try to do that, it's crashing all the time because you don't have enough RAM, and well, Unreal Engine is crashing all the time. It's almost impossible to do that. And also, for example, like now recompiling, as you know, it's just reloading is a new DLL, so it's just compiling a new DLL every time. So you cannot, let's say, delete the last one because it needs to be kept there for the last link things or something like that. So it's like growing every time that you are recompiling. So when I do like 4 times, I'm just closing the editor and then restarting again, because if I try more times, it's also crashing, not enough RAM, which is well, not easy to work, but yeah. Also, it's in Visual Studio. Sometimes it's just I don't really know what it's doing. It's taking 100% of my hard drive, and I'm not sure what it's doing because you don't have any message or any information like I don't know, reading files or indexing or anything. It's just no message at all, but this taking all my hard drive, which is also not so fast. That's why it's taking so long, because as you can see, it's like 6-7 megabytes per second compiling, so it's also not a lot. But anyway, everything is working. Yeah, probably I forgot this. Let me see if I can find. If I can find any sample with the code all together. Yeah, I can see, for example, this one. Here is using both together, so seems like maybe that's my problem, that I was just forgetting to use like can be redefined and also can be used in blueprints. It's taking a bit long to compile like 300 kilobytes, something like this. My DLL is really small because it's only functions helping with the development, some helpers, and base class, which is almost, as you can see, is empty, like 5 methods with one line every each one. So yeah, it takes really long. You can see that this hard drive and RAM is almost 100%. Could be this is not crashing in the end. Okay, let's continue then reviewing also. Just in case. Yeah, and probably, yeah, that's this just converting, and this one should be here. So this cache to interactive needs to be interactive here, as interactive here. This is true. This one here. Okay. I'll say here. Okay. Yeah, the CPU is just having almost one of them, because it's just compiling. In fact, there are only maybe 3 or 4 files, so there's not much. Well, since that it's crashing or something, there's nothing happening here, and I cannot even move or anything, so probably it crashed. Yeah, my hard drive is doing nothing, and then yeah, probably it crashed. Okay. Well, in that case, we will delete it. Oh, finally. Okay, here we are. Let me see. You say OK. So let's come here and we will try to do this get action. Well, yes, we have here. So that's the reason that, yeah. So it's coming here, and also this one is coming here, and this one's coming here. Especially all those like checking casting and everything like that is so easy when you are just doing with C++. It's just static casting or something like this, and you don't really need all those nodes for something so simple. But yeah, this is going here, so that's the reason that's going here. We don't need this anymore. I was just checking for array that we don't have anymore. Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, I need to do exactly the same with this one. So I didn't do this execute. So let's compile again. Let's execute. If it's valid, then it says comparing both of them. Hit. This one is not. Yeah, the editor is stopping again. Nothing happened. Okay, done. Okay. It should be fine now. Yeah. Let's review again. This one is done. This one is done. Need to check this one. Yeah. I don't need this. What it says. Where? Okay. That's the object. Need to be checked. This one needs to be valid. And also this one. Yeah, in that case we need to do again the action to replace this. Yeah, especially all those like if, and then all the condition and if and so on. It's just so easy just to put in one single line if with 3 or 4 conditions, and that's all. You don't need to do all those nodes again. So that the action here. Yeah, okay, so this one is here. All those, for example, I don't need this, and also that's conversion for this one. So here we need to execute action. That's the action. Success. That's all. Okay. Yeah, and then here we need to have this action comparing with pick. What I need also to change all those yeah, all the nodes that I have. The hood that I have is also connecting to the hood and the actions. So close this one. Even graph. Not this one. Also, to manage all the game, I was using this game manager, which is just an actor that I have managing everything that I have in the game. So it's just a custom game instance, which is using this one game manager, and this game manager have here like mission manager, user interface manager, audio manager, item factory, action manager, and so on. So everything that I need to manage in the game just coming here to this game manager, and all the state and everything is here. So it's just much easier. And in that case, I need this is the user interface manager. So here I have my actions. Yeah, and then this case need to be also we need to change to the new one, interactive. So in that case should be broken. This, but this is not. So yeah, that's the good one. And then we need to get the action here. And that case is just going directly there. And also get description, which is needed here. That's true. Here another thing, I have exactly the same problem like this. It's not the same type, as you can see, because this so action need to be a action. Just to be sure that I'm just reviewing all of them, I was just changing the type of this enum. So it forced me to change to review every single action that I was using. So yeah, this current action, for example, which is just here, need to be also a action enum. Just change this one. I don't need this. If I'm just trying to index or something like that, it's just crashing. So I review manually. Probably here, and then this one here. Yeah, okay. And that's all. Yeah, and then get members. And that's for example this kind of things with a macro or something like that that's just growing so much. And in fact that is so simple with switch case or something like that in C++. In fact I was just using this item factory, which is just returning any value for any key, so using just simple C++ set, or I don't remember right now. I think I was using just set. I don't know what it is right now. Okay. Well, I was using just map, stdmap. So for example, now we need this from this what is this here? We need to take those members from this item, so it's just coming from item factory, which is just the game manager, so I can access to this one at any time. And then get item factory, and then get members. Yeah, and then put here. Okay, so this is also the old one. Oh, this interactive item type. I don't know, sorry. I was just, because it's just taking items, but what I need are actions. So that's why. Okay. So what we need is the icon for this one. I see. Yeah, I don't have this one yet. Okay. We will keep this. Probably not compiling. Yeah, some errors. It's fine. This one. The main thing here is just managing to binding and binding events from any function or even method or anything. So just sending an event, and then this I think the event is being executed the next frame. So it's like okay, sending and don't care about this. So which is nice to have something like that, but sometimes you would like to have all those in same order that you are calling, or depending on the same one before the next frame or something like that, you need to refresh of this one. So that's why sometimes managing events is not so easy. Because if you have function, it's just like in code, every single line is just executing, so you don't need to be worried about this. But if you are just calling to events, it's just jumping to another place of your code, and even in the next frame. So, and also the event is not returning anything. I mean, it's just maybe the next, as you are binding, for example, but even calling to an event is nothing returning from this one. So it's just okay, next step, because it's just calling. I don't know, I don't think it's synchronous, so it's just calling and then continue executing your code. But during the time that you are continuing with this one, you still didn't execute this event, because event is just postponed to the next frame. So you finish all your code on this line, and the next frame the event code is being executed. So it's good for some reasons, but there are others that are not so much, if you want to really have all of them in the same line. So yeah. And for this one, can we, well, this one I think is a bit bigger, maybe not so good idea to just change it and didn't change anything. Probably here I have character base. The problem with the NPCs is there is no staticness. So if you want to assign, for example, with this one, I have this, and the collision for this one, this cube that we are having, this one is having those, it's not here, well, not here because it's here. So if I check this staticness, I can see here this collision preset, that is the one that I'm most using, exactly this one. So that's the one that I'm just checking when doing my my writecast. So that's the writecast, and say which kind of object types, and then it is interactive. So everything that needs to be interactive have this collision type, which is just detecting this one but not the rest of them. So you cannot detect, for example, this one or that one if they are not interactive, or they are just block all, so blocking the player and that's all. But in case of interact this one, this NPC, the problem is that it's colliding with this capsule, and you cannot, let's say, redefine this interactive to the capsule or something like that. So what I need to do is trying to collide with this one. So we'll collide with this pawn, and then when colliding with this pawn, I'm just taking second step. So it let's say, okay, in case that there is a pawn, that is just checking with this one, then okay, this is a casting for pawn and so on, and then I'm taking the oh, this is fine, the parent actor. So it's like, okay, the parent actor or the pawn, then this is interactive, even not having any collision as interactive, but having this. So that's why I have interacting and pawn in case that it's just colliding with the pawn, and then it's just taking the parent to find the final interactive, because just interactive is empty. So in case that I'm using, for example, a table or a bed, I'm just adding a static mesh and then assigning to this one the collision. But in case that I'm using a player, a pawn, I cannot change the kind of collision of the pawn, because the pawn is coming from inherit from pawn character and so on. So in case that not changing everything and just keep as it is, it's working with the pawn and then just taking the parent. That's why I have two of them, two kind of things being interactive. For the rest of them, for example, all of these are not interactive. So for example, this one should be, this one it is, and then also this one, but not this. This is just staticness, and the collision for this one is just default, like default. So there is no taking care about this on the writecast. Just no, which is fine, because if not, it's just doing a lot of code here that is not really needed. In case that you are not interactive, there's nothing to do here. So that's why coming from this trace, not colliding with this one, so it says no, and that's all. That's the end. So there's no hit for this one, not continuing. So it's just like that, just finishing, and that's all. So that's what I'm doing right now, changing all of them, the type. So I have my code in C++, I can add functions that are useful for all of them, and then later I will change most of the things, like for example this chest have some here you can see it's like okay, opening and closing the chest is fine, but others, like for example this one, which is just sitting down or not, have a lot of code, as you can see, managing for all the animation and then synchronizing animation with the player and so on, to manage even different cameras every time that you are sitting down. So that's why all those code I would like to maybe move to another class, or just put on C++, remove all of them, which is really not complex, but there are a few things like that. For example, like calculate rotation, then you need to take this one and then break and then take one of them and then taking and then compile all of them, and then if just to have like combining two of them with some kind of special parameter of all of them. So it means like you need 20 nodes for something that probably you can make in one line. Yeah, even I did things like that for this macro, I think. Yeah, this is a macro for just combining all of them. Otherwise you have really a lot of nodes every single time that you need something simple. So that's why you have those things so long for, yeah, probably maybe 10 lines in C++. I don't think it's a problem for performance, because most of the actions only happen when you click, so it's not like every single frame. It's just you click on them and it's executed one time. Even the right cast is just not being executed every single frame, but after you arrive to some threshold, this is a function also in C++, but it's just managing the time passing, so at least every 1/10 of second executing, and not every single frame. So that's the only thing that is really executing in the thick event, and that's all. But probably we'll move also to timers, because I was just checking for timers, and could be almost the same. And timers also are stopping during the game is pausing, so there's no problem executing, for example, the time or something like that, increasing the time you are paused. So it is pausing and then there is nothing happening. For example, here I have this checking for, come on, if the game is paused or not, just trying to avoid in case that this tick is executing during the game. So yeah, so it's not a big problem. This raycast is executing every single frame, but the actions doing, for example, sitting or sleeping or picking up or anything, is just only happening when you click. So it's really not a problem about performance, but anyways, too much and not easy to manage. And then if you want to put a new node, you need to move all of them to the left or right or so on. So it's really not easy to just keep working in case that you need something. In C++, it has maybe 1 or 2 lines. It's much easier, and also all those kind of comments is fine, but well, could be good to have even 1 line or even small text here to write down a paragraph or something like that, not just one single line every group or even every single node. So yeah, could be easy to explain what all of this is doing. I don't need to really need reading every single line to follow what is happening here, but just to have kind of here kind of comment, but well, it's just 1 line or a couple of lines, so it's really not easy to have this. Yeah. But anyway, it's not problem with performance, as we say that all of them are being converted to C++ and then compiling. Spam box is a good idea to have this make literal say text. Yeah, and then you write here as much as you want. Yeah. what is Control Alt, how to make any as caps, enter, yeah, this one. Well, I didn't think about this, which is not bad, but well, it's always better to have like normal code. But it's a good idea, yeah, just in case. I was just checking all those comment text or something like this, but I didn't find anything that is really useful. So yeah, keeping this one, because for example I would like to have like a some comment for all the class, some comment for the whole event, not every single line or something, so I could put something like that here, you know, and then read this one when or something is wrong. But I didn't think about this. It's a good idea. Thank you. Yeah, I was just checking any other option, but that's true. Also, you can do, yeah, comment note or big one, even changing the colors or any other things like that. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's strange that they don't have still, or maybe someone was just doing. Yeah. Yeah, make a static node that is doing almost nothing, so you can use in any place. I have already a class for helpers, so I have a lot of static methods there for fix so easy, like for example adding and then reusing or things like that that can be static and you don't need anything there. So just, or for example kind of functions like comparing with two numbers or things like that, like I don't know where is this here, things like add and test. So I'm just passing the reference, adding this delta, and then add and test and true false, which is so easy. And then you need like I don't know 10 nodes for all those things like that, and there's maybe 3 lines. Let me check this one. Yeah, exactly. Look at this add and test is just this one, which is just 5 lines. If you try to do that in Nodes, you need to have this get and then this plus and then this set and then this compare and this branch, you know, like 10 nodes for something like that. Yeah, but the macro is just putting in all the nodes, which is also fine. I think I have some macros in some place, I don't know where. For the dialogues, I think I have macros. Yeah, let me see with interactive NPC macros. No, not here. Okay, not this one. Interactive NPC macros here. Yeah, things like that. They are useful for advanced questions. Yeah, I have, for example, this one. As you can see, this output or that one. So that's something different, which is useful. But you need to replace every single node with all those group of nodes, which is just growing and growing. And sometimes it's just really 3 lines of code, and you can really make something so simple or stupid like 3 nodes in one of them, which is not a big advantage, but it's easier, maybe easy to understand what are you doing exactly. Like for example this one with what's this one, which is just 2 of them. I mean, I can do equal with enum, and then I need to do branch, which is what you see that is exactly the same. I see it's just comparing, and then it's a branch, but here it's just something I'm using every single time, just checking the action is valid or not. So it's like, okay, the action and this is true false, and they are all 2 nodes, but sometimes it's just easier to read that kind of node. So this is really useful, that you can create really small nodes with 3 lines of code that are not doing really much. And even for example like this one is static, it's just comparing 2 enums, can be done at any time. You don't really need context or word or even an actor for to do things like that. So there are many of them with really small things. For example, this Node++, this one, this is a macro, you know, which is really small, but why not creating just a function for that, you know? That's all. It's just why you need to put a macro and then duplicating those two nodes every single time, especially for example this is one, when you could use here like small parameter with a number, so it's just plus plus something and not only one, but you can put any number, you know, which is really, yeah, it's one line. I mean, this is, there are two of them, but it's just assigning on C++ plus a number, which is one single line. And of course, this is macro that can be static, of course, because there is nothing. You just only need this reference. So it's just, yeah, you have macros and you can have many of them, but why not to create something so simple that really takes 1 minute in C++? It's not about performance or something like that, but it's just much easier to have those kind of things. So yeah, it's quite good that you can create anything and very specific for your project, and you don't really need to, I don't know, hack the engine or something like that. You know, you create something small, even you can put in a plugin you want to reuse later. I have kind of common CPP, so I can use in any other. I say macro library. I mean library. Yeah, well, the C++ code can be even things like that can be inline. So in the end, I don't think the performance is much better than even macro. But yeah, just this case maybe could be so simple because you one node, but sometimes you have like a 3 or 4 of them, which is worth it, I think, to create something small. And also nice to see your own nodes here and with all the functionality that you need, and creating more and more and adding maybe parameters that could be easier. So with one single node you can do almost everything. For example, this one that you can do every single time. You can have like a get player and that's all. You know, it's like not creating 3 times 4 times every single this one. Oh really? Well, no, it's just in fact I was just talking with Steve about this, that for Unreal Engine is so easy to starting with blueprint, just because it's just a moving node, it's so easy, and then understanding how it's working. You can follow this one with this trace and then adding breakpoints and so on. At any time you can move to C++, so easy, even like that, because you have here you have this add new class, so it's just create the boilerplate for you everything, so you don't really need to start looking for what to do, how to find, how to create a new one, what you need to put there. So just create a new one. It's completely empty, of course, and then you compile. You see it's compiling because it's empty. Everything is fine. So you are, let's say, safe. There is nothing broken, and then you are free to start moving to something simple with the code that adding one actor with one function that let's say is putting a message on screen or something like that, and then you are just moving and growing on this one, but from safe point and not just like open Visual Studio and start coding and say what to start coding, what I need to put, how to need, for example, how to create a class that is finding on. You have all those boilerplate code, and you don't need to take care about this. Yeah, in fact, I was talking with Steve. I'm using a Notepad because I don't have enough RAM for the engine plus Visual Studio, so it's just like I cannot use both together. Let's say I'm using Notepad because I need to add 5 lines of code, so it's really not a lot. And then you have this compile that's hot reload, so in case that you have any problem, it's giving you in the output log. So you don't even really need Visual Studio. Of course, it's much better, and you have on this auto completion and information about any single command, and also you have the calls for variables and functions and so on. So it's just, yeah, of course I can recommend using Visual Studio or any other one that is easy for you, like ID is much easier than just Notepad or something like that. But just starting for adding 3 lines, 4 lines, any editor, code editor is fine, or even just a text editor that I'm using, and you can compile and see how it's working. You can even check for on internet and code for some people, something really easy. Even you have some examples or sample code for from Unreal Engine, so you can just take this one, copy and paste, compile, and you see that it's working. You have your own node. So yeah, there's no reason to just to try this one. I'm not saying that you need to move all your game to C++, because even mine, it's fine, because I'm programmer, I'm mainly programmer, so that's the reason that you can see that my assets sometimes are a bit creepy or not so nice level design or something like that, which is fine. I know about this, but I'm mainly programming, so I was thinking to start coding everything or something like that, but it's much easier, so you don't really need to code everything. Well, the syntax is for example, Visual Studio is helping with this and just telling you which line and so on, so it's not really so hard. And then the math, well, you have a lot of nodes in Blueprints that you can do a lot of things with code, not everything of course, but you can do almost everything. And in case, for example, that this one was my macro, this one, or not this macro, this common function. For example, this one, this is just subtracting rotators, which is something, well, not so complex as you can see, but it's just the math involved in that is just so easy. So this one with this one with that one, and then zeta with zeta, and so on. So create a new one and then go there. This one is a macro and then it's just function, so easy. But you can move this one to C++ with really 3 lines in case that you need. For example, you don't need to move something so big in the end, you know, something small, and then you can see that it's working. And then, for example, you can put here like a print and see how it's working, what's the value that should be, and then you move to C++ and you can check if it's exactly working your C++ code as the code that is coming from Blueprint. So you have, let's say, both of them to compare if it's working fine. Usually you don't need a lot of math. Well, making a game is 100% math, I understand, but I mean, you don't need, for example, for animation, so you don't need to code everything, rotation and so on, you know, or all the keys moving in the animation and bonds and things like that. So let's say it's done, and then you just use it. Of course, it's good to have knowledge, knowing what exactly are you doing, you know, but you don't really need to code everything, for example, for animations or things like that. Or for example, you have here the camera with its rotating and so on, you know, this controller and so on. It's done. You don't need to really know how to rotate the camera and how to change the angles and the vector, or you can take anytime this, for example, this grid forward vector. Yeah, I see, which is there's something, for example, this one is small one, but it's useful to have things like that, you know. Take a rotation and then you have the forward vector, you have the right vector, also yeah, up vector and so on. So most of the things that they're, let's say, complex with math that you need to know, or something complex is done, so you don't really need to code all those small things like that, you know, like yeah, rotating, adding, changing. I don't see that there's a lot of problems with the maths, that you have a lot of them done, you know. So you can try starting with small things like note that is add 2 numbers, so just subtract a value, or just checking with this, like I did for this, for example, this delta, and then threshold that you are comparing with a number, and then you avoid this using this branch, equal branch or something like that, which is useful. Or you can try things like that with what is this here? Things like that, like getting the player and then just casting to another one and then moving or something like that, which is just static casting from the code. So avoiding using everything entirely the same with the code. In case that your game is having some specific mechanic, you can maybe uh, make a note with your specific mechanics that is helping, I don't know, with movement or calculating, I don't know, energy or stamina or any other things like that. So it's just easy for you to manage with this. With special formula, let's say you are losing energy, I don't know, 5 points every second or things like that, you know. So you can use your own formula for, I don't know, or game mechanics that you are doing, and you don't really need to put a lot of nodes for things like that. And then it's so easy just to change on code for a formula or something, as you say. And also it's easy to have more documentation on the code explaining everything, for example, about this formula, but not using on blueprint that is what, yeah, fake, using adding nodes names and things like that to follow the progress. So yeah, I'm not using a lot of things. I mean, it's also simple. uh, there's nothing strange, like, yeah, interactive objects that you can just open, close and so on. Is it working? Probably not, because I was just breaking a lot of things. Yeah, it's not working. There are a lot of things. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I think I will try to fix out of the camera all those bugs that I have, adding maybe more code in C++, and maybe later it's working, I will come again and implement more mechanics like sleeping or eating or drinking or something like that. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye, Spambox.